On May 10th, 1837, Pinckney Benton Stewart was born to former slave Eliza Stewart and her former master, William Pinchback. The family had a very interesting life, considering they were ethnically mixed. Now, despite the fact that society at the time said that he didn't have to, William decided to treat Pinckney and his siblings as his own, giving them all of the privileges that would be afforded to a white child, sending both him and his brother to prestigious schools before his death. Fearing that their family would go back to being slaves, Eliza took her children and moved to Ohio. After working odd jobs to help his family throughout childhood, Pinckney got married to a free woman of color named Emily Hawthorne and had 6 kids with her. However, by that time, the Civil War had begun, and Pinckney had decided to enlist in the Union Army, becoming part of the 1st Louisiana Native Guard. While he ended up becoming a captain, the white Union officers were hesitant to promote him to any higher rank, so he resigned his military commission and went back to his family. After the war, he took his father's name and decided to enter in the realm of politics, being elected to a state senate position, even becoming president pro tempore of the state senate, which ended up putting him into the position to become Louisiana's new lieutenant governor upon the death of Oscar Dunn in 1871. 1 year later, there was a huge controversy in regards to the gubernatorial election. Both nominees claimed victory, and when both submitted paperwork proving that they won, it was ultimately up to the governor to decide who would be the winner. As with every state in the South during Reconstruction, the Republicans were declared the winner, and much like every Southern state during Reconstruction, the racist Democrats were very much opposed to this and declared they wanted the incumbent governor impeached. As per Louisiana law, Governor Warmoth had to resign from his position while the state senate went through the impeachment process, which meant that Pinchback had to take office of governor for the remaining 6 weeks of Warmoth's term to become an official governor of a state in the United States. Although interestingly, the previous lieutenant governor, Oscar Dunn, had previously served as an acting governor while Warmoth was incapacitated. Since he was going to be on his way out of elected office anyways, the state Republican Party had selected Pinchback to run for the Louisiana at-large House District, a race he won by a massive margin. However, much like the governor's race that put him in the position of governor to begin with, the state Democratic Party and white supremacist groups like the White League were pushing very aggressively against seating Pinchback, pushing against them even harder than the last person. I wonder why. Pinchback originally wanted to fight for his seat, but the state GOP told him it was probably not the best idea. But as a consolation, they decided to give him the opportunity to be their Senate nominee instead, a position that he would also accept, and he would also win by a large margin. However, again, the state Democratic Party decided to fight him on this. And by this time, Democrats had begun taking control of the Congress. So now it wasn't just a state party going against them, it was a national one. So ultimately, Pinchback would not get that seat either. What he would end up getting instead is $16,000 in compensation. After these election fiascos, Pinchback mostly faded into obscurity, as with Reconstruction's end, so too would end the chances of a black Republican winning in the South for at least 100 years or so. His last prominent act would be to try and push back against Louisiana's segregated busing system, which would ultimately lead to the Plessy v. Ferguson case. Pinchback would end up passing away on December 21st, 1921. Pinchback is a figure that, unfortunately, not a lot of people know. And that's of course very much due to the fact that, as much as he had big goals and big intentions, it seemed that everywhere he went, he was being held back. Literally to the point where he was robbed out of 2 congressional seats that he rightfully won. But thankfully, we've come a long way since then, but we still have long ways to go. Again, sorry this one was shorter, but thanks for watching this video. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when a future video comes out. And if you're interested in more content from me, you can go to my website, follow me on Twitter, join my Discord, or consider supporting me on Patreon.